At some point, you might find yourself needing to change the number that your keypad is behaving as. So, on the keypads, as you probably already know, there is a number sticker on the back on the battery cover. So, as well as the long serial number, you've got a short, easy to read number like keypad 75, for example. That is the soft ID, which is a programmable number. So, the hard ID is the serial number, the soft ID is one that can be changed. So, an example of when you may need to change a number of a keypad, let's say you've got keypads 1 to 50 and you've lost keypad 7. So whenever you're running a presentation, you have got a gap in your amount of data. Now, for a lot of people, it won't matter. You can have it set to look for 50 keypads, even if there are only 30 people voting, it doesn't matter. It will work out the percentages based on who did vote, not who could have voted. However, there are situations where these numbers are really quite important to people. So the first one is if you're in an environment where it is essential that you get every vote in, while the vote's running, you can press the letter K on your keyboard and that will show the keypad number that hasn't voted yet. So you've got 20 people in the room, they all say they've voted, but you can only see 18 votes that have come in. Press K and it will say the people that haven't voted are keypads 7 and 12, for example. So you can ask those people to vote again. Now, if keypad 7 is missing, that's going to be coming up every single time that you run a vote. So how do we get rid of keypad 7? What we're going to do, so you've lost or damaged keypad 7, what you're going to do is grab keypad number 50, remove the 50 sticker from the back and replace it with a number sticker that says 7 so that you know what you've programmed it to. And we're going to make sure our receiver is plugged in and go to set up keypads. So our normal setup and test window is here, and we actually need to get it to show an extra couple of buttons here before we can proceed. Now these are hidden because we don't want people to play around with these without knowing what they do, because it will affect the functionality of the system. If you change the configuration, so you change radio channels, for example, you could find it all stops communicating. So to get the extra buttons, if we hold down Control, Shift and C all at the same time, you can see just where my cursor was sitting that I've got an extra 2 buttons. The second one we're not going to get into now. That is used for changing your channel of your keypad's receiver or both. But we're going to look at this one here, Program Keypads. So this is where we go to change the number of a keypad or a number of keypads. What you need to do is click on your receiver serial number. You can see I'm using a very old one. My serial number is just the number 9. So it's one of the first ever made. So click on that and then click on this radio button here that says base station. So that's your receiver is going to tell the keypad what number to be. And then what we're going to do is go down to where it says 7 here. And then we're going to grab the keypad that we're reprogramming, so the one that you've just relabeled, and just press any number on that keypad. And you should see straight away it come up with the keypad serial number, so you can double check that you've changed the right one. Obviously, make sure that nobody's touching any others while you're doing this, because it's going to reprogram all of them. But then we're going to do a test. We want to see this field here fill in as well. So we're going to say test. Press a button again, and I pressed 5 again, and there it is. If I press 8, it'll change to 8, and this is now green. So that means we're all done, and that keypad is now keypad 7. Now that was super easy because 7 was in my list already. I'm just going to say stop test, and let's say we needed to program a keypad to be number 71. What we would do, we can still say number of keypads 10. That's just how many it's going to show. But then we'll say start at 71, and you would do exactly the same thing, but just click in the field for 71 and press your number and away you go. If this is concerning you, that it's still showing a further down one in there, you can reset and clear it before you go on to setting the next keypad number. But there you go. So we've now programmed that one as 71. Click on test, press a button, and that keypad is now keypad 71. Simple as that.